Yesterday, you probably ignored something that would have taken 5 minutes. An email, a phone call, maybe a document waiting on your desktop for 3 days. Instead, you watched videos, cleaned your room, checked your notifications, opened the fridge for absolutely no reason, and somehow convinced yourself that tomorrow would be different. That's strange, because if you were actually lazy, where did all that energy go? Think about it. People call themselves lazy every day, but the evidence rarely supports the accusation. The same person who can't start a simple assignment can spend 6 straight hours building a Minecraft world, researching the perfect vacation they can't afford, or debating complete strangers online about whether cereal counts as soup. Clearly, effort isn't missing. It's just being spent somewhere else. So maybe the real question isn't, why am I lazy? Maybe it's, who decides where my effort goes? Because if the answer isn't you, who is?
Most people think discipline is the answer. It sounds convincing. Successful people wake up early. Successful people stay focused. Successful people don't procrastinate. That's the story, anyway. But reality keeps ruining it. Have you ever met someone incredibly disciplined at the gym who still avoids answering emails? Or someone who runs a successful business, yet somehow takes 3 weeks to schedule a dentist appointment? Discipline isn't a personality. It's contextual. Your brain behaves differently depending on what it believes a task will cost. Not money, energy, attention, emotional effort. That's why the exact same brain that refuses to write one paragraph can suddenly become unstoppable at 2 in the morning after discovering a random topic on YouTube. Apparently, medieval bridges become fascinating exactly when deadlines exist. Coincidence? Probably not. Your brain isn't asking whether something is important. It's asking something much simpler. Will this feel good right now? Those are completely different questions. And that tiny difference quietly controls an unbelievable number of your decisions. Which raises another question. If your brain keeps choosing immediate rewards, why? Imagine your brain as the world's oldest software. It wasn't designed for deadlines, or smartphones, or endless notifications. It was designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, that was an excellent strategy. Today, not always. Your ancestors didn't need to resist unlimited entertainment available 24 hours a day. They weren't carrying a device capable of delivering novelty every few seconds. Your brain still reacts as if every new piece of information might matter for survival. That's why checking your phone feels strangely urgent, even when nothing important has happened. Novelty grabs attention. Certainty saves energy. Uncertainty demands investigation. Social media combines all three. No wonder your brain loves it. And before you blame yourself again, remember something. None of this means you're powerless. It simply means you've been judging yourself using the wrong explanation. Because calling yourself lazy is easy. Understanding the system is harder. But once you understand the system, everything starts looking different. And that's where the story becomes really interesting. The problem was never that your brain hates work. The problem is that your brain hates unnecessary friction. Every task has invisible weight. Opening a document is easy. Writing something meaningful feels heavier. Going for a walk sounds simple. Changing clothes, leaving the house, and starting feels like a complicated mission designed by someone who hates convenience. Your brain notices that difference. And when the effort feels unclear, it creates resistance. Not because you don't care, because your brain is trying to protect energy. The funny part? Your brain can spend hours avoiding a task that would take 20 minutes. It is like avoiding paying a small bill because opening the envelope feels emotionally expensive.
Completely logical? No. Very human? Absolutely. This is why motivation is unreliable. Motivation usually arrives after action, not before. You don't always feel ready and then start. Sometimes you start and your brain finally decides, actually, this isn't terrible. The first step is often the hardest because your brain is judging the entire journey before you even move. It sees the mountain instead of the first step. And honestly, your brain is a little dramatic. It sees writing one page and acts like you're preparing for an expedition across Antarctica. So how do you work with your brain instead of constantly fighting it? You stop trying to become a different person overnight. You make the system easier. The first strategy is simple. Reduce the starting point. Don't say, I need to write an entire article. Say, I will open the document. Don't say, I need to completely transform my life. Say, I will make one decision today that my future self will appreciate. Small actions are not impressive. That's why people underestimate them. Nobody posts online, today I opened the document I was avoiding. But those boring moments are where change actually happens. The second strategy is removing unnecessary choices. Your brain spends energy making decisions. The more decisions you create, the less energy remains for action. This is why simple routines work. Not because routines are exciting. Actually, they are often incredibly boring. And that's the point. A good system removes negotiation. You don't ask yourself if you feel like brushing your teeth. You just do it. Imagine applying that same principle to important goals. The less you debate, the easier it becomes. The goal isn't becoming a productivity robot. Nobody wants that. The goal is creating an environment where your better decisions become the easier decisions. So maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you've been trying to solve the wrong problem. Maybe you've been fighting your own brain instead of understanding it. Because the truth is, your brain is not a perfect machine. It gets distracted, it chooses comfort, it avoids uncertainty. Sometimes it spends 2 hours watching videos about productivity instead of actually being productive, which is honestly impressive in the most useless way possible. But that doesn't mean you are lazy. It means you are human. The goal isn't to eliminate every distraction or become someone who wakes up at 5 a.m. and drinks a mysterious green liquid before sunrise. The goal is simpler. Understand yourself better. Build systems that help you. And stop wasting energy fighting an enemy that was never really against you. Your brain isn't the problem. It's the tool. You just need to learn how to use it. If this video changed the way you see procrastination, leave a like because it helps this channel grow. And if you enjoy exploring the strange psychology behind human behavior, subscribe. This is just the beginning.